When you allow an animal into your life, you begin a journey to self-discovery. You realize your weaknesses and your strength. You may even learn things about yourself that you might not like. Selfishness, impatience, irresponsibility, impulsiveness, just to name a few. On the other hand, you may also learn that you are compassionate, altruistic, and ingenious. But most importantly, you learn to give and receive unconditional love. Raymund Wee, who recently turned 59 years old now, has been living with his extended family of more than 800 dogs, 500 cats, and other animals, big and small. It's a unique life, to say the least. Only for one who truly loves animals deeply can such dedication and perseverance be displayed.
When I was a little kid, I used to go to the market very often. I used to do a bit of marketing for my mother. Not because I love to carry the things for her, because I love to go over there to see little puppies and all that. So after a while, I kept on telling myself, what's going to happen to all these puppies? Well, I got the answer from the people over there, from the vegetable sellers. No, when they get too many, the people over here drown them or they starve to death. Some is being brought home, and so on and so forth. So I took some home for the start.
Raymund's journey picked up speed in 1995 when he decided to help the stray animals in Singapore by setting up an animal shelter in Jalan Kayu, Seletar. He sold off his shop house and plunged 1.5 million Singapore dollars into fulfilling his dream. Raymund poured body and soul into his work for the strays and continued dog grooming to rake in extra funds to support the animals. Coupled with this, he also sees to the day-to-day running of the premise and also tended to the animals when they fell ill. With the help of his many volunteers and supporters, he steered Noah's Ark into one of the top private animal shelters in Singapore. However, in March 2000, the land lease at Jalan Kayu ended and the tender for a new lease was unsuccessful. And when it seemed that Raymund's journey has come to a crashing halt, the offer of a plot of land at Pekan Nanas, Johor in Malaysia surfaced.
When I came down here, I had to look at the place, and within 1 hour, I said, okay, I will take the deal, I will move the animals out.
With the help of his volunteers, Raymund managed to move the animals across the causeway. It was quite an elaborate operation that required a lot of paperwork and legwork. Despite this, all the animals were transported over in container trucks into Malaysia within a week. But that was just one of more hurdles that Raymund needed to clear.
Altogether, about 200 over animals, and to build up this place, I need money, and most of my funds are already being used up, while bringing up Noah's Ark for the last 5 years. So how am I going to get it?
Without the necessary financial assistance, Raymund turned to what he knew best, good old-fashioned hard work. Over the next couple of months and a number of volunteers, he toiled away. However, it proved to be much more difficult than he originally envisioned.
It was tough because we have no water supply. We have to depend on the underground water. And initially, we get a lot of muddy water, from the ground. And the animals that we brought in, some of them are senior citizens. I don't have any friends. I have no vet friends over here. It was really tough. And I'm sorry to say that I lost some animals because of that.
However, little did Raymund know that that was just going to be the start of the difficulties that he will face.
We have a bit of problems with the local people here. That's called gangsterism, extortion. They wanted a certain amount of money before I can carry on with the work. So, it was a bit tough for me.
After some careful negotiation, Raymund was able to cut a deal with the local gangs, but that was not the end of Raymund's troubles.
When I came in, of course, I didn't have much money, not much cash with me. All right, I probably started off with only about 50,000 in my pocket to run this whole place, to build so many things and all that. To pay for materials, which wasn't cheap at all at that time. So I sourced around, and somebody told me that the cheapest thing that you can find in this world to build the place is to use those wood that these people used to use for chicken coops. But these wood are not nice wood. You know what chicken coops are all about? I said, doesn't matter. As long as can provide me the basic shelters, that's okay with me.
Under Raymond's supervision, the first few huts were built using these materials. It has been almost 10 years, and the huts are still standing strong.
If nobody comes up to help them, this dog will die a very slow death.
You ready? Okay. Catch the craziest
On the dance floor.
These days, aside from minding the workers' daily chore of tending to the animals' needs, Raymond is also busy focusing on key problem areas that he has identified, one of which is heading to the root of the stray animal problem, the industrial areas.
In Singapore, out of the 10,000 animals that are being killed every year, how many thousands are strays? Strays, that means the mongrels. A lot of them. I should say 80% of them. So if we want to help them, where shall we go? Shall we go to where the problem is? Yes, indeed, we have to. The problem is industrial estates, the farmlands, where these mongrels are self-propagating, and then a lot of them are being killed because there are rules and regulations saying that that size dog cannot be kept in an apartment. And almost 88% of us are staying in apartments.
Aside from trying to keep the number of stray animals down in Singapore, Raymond also finds the time to travel within Malaysia, helping like-minded animal lovers. First stop today, Mak Ja.
Mak Ja? Yeah, we're home. Okay, I'm here to pay my respect to you.
Okay, coming inside. This is my automatic door.
Automatic door.
My automatic door coming in.
81-year-old Mak Ja shares her home with more than 40 abandoned or abused cats. With her small income, she can only do so much. Thus, with Raymond's visit, the sick and injured cats get the necessary attention.
Wow, you see?
That's
This one very... You see?
Aside from giving basic medication, Raymond sometimes takes back the animals that require closer care and attention.
You want to take back? You want to?
I take back.
Kita jagalah. Kita jagalah.
Okay.
Ya?
Itu hadir.
Okay. You take it back.
Okay. Take it back. Huh?
Nasib lah.
Yeah.
When I see a cat outside on the road, I take it back. I pity see the cat, because sometimes when hungry, I don't know lah. Until now, I pity with animal, any animal. You see, I got money, so I buy food lah for them. Sometimes at night when I don't have, not even one single cent, I don't have any money. Sometimes I want to buy cigarette, alamak, I don't have no money. But I give it to them.
Mak Ja's only source of income now is from providing traditional massages. Sometimes when she runs out of money, she goes to the nearby wet market to pick up discarded fishes to feed her cats. She has tried to rehome the cats when the numbers get too large, but recent experiences have stopped her from doing so.
Itu hari saya perubatan, dia minta satu yang cantik, dia kasih. Sekali dia balik kampung, dia lepas, dia kena langgar. Kau tengok, saya sakit.
Now what she's saying that she doesn't want to rehome these cats to people is because many times when she rehome to these people are irresponsible. They just dump it somewhere when they move house.
Raymond.
And you find that this cat has a bit of problem, probably in toilet training. They just throw the cats out. That's the reason why she doesn't want to rehome. And I told her that leave the rehoming to us. We know the people. We know whether they are responsible or not. We will do it because she cannot keep so many cats. These cats, animals here cannot be prisoners of her love, her kindness, which I don't think is fair. I guess, she do understand. Right?
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry. I'm too old already.
Okay, here we are. Second stop for the day. You can check on about 20 over dogs that's owned by this lady, Madam Fang. Hey, bye.
Madam Fung, like Mak Ja, has a soft spot for stray animals. As there isn't enough space in her home to house them, she keeps them in a Chinese cemetery. Working as a dishwasher, she is unable to bring the injured or sick animals to the vet. Thus, Raymond's visit is most welcomed.
被人家打断脚还是什么？他2天没有回来哦，就变成这样了。
断掉，那个脚断掉了。
是人家打的是吗？
我也是不知道了，
因为他在后面的嘛。
打了哈，所以一定要明天就拿进去 hospital 啊。
这样要拘没？不用了是吧？他会跑的嘛？
你看看这他会跑了吗？
他会跑。
会跑了。
来，黑山
Raymond is limping.
黑山，
你看 use
来
his leg.
两只脚不可以。
一只可以，可以。看。啊，这样哦，这样哦，这样哦。
This one will be sending to the clinic for an X-ray and see what can be done. These people can't afford to send their dogs to the regular vets. They can't afford. They can hardly support, can afford feeding of the animals. So if nobody comes up to help them, these dogs will all die a very slow death. You can see that.
Raymond would sometimes return from such trips with animals that require closer attention. Having set up a simple treatment room within the sanctuary, he is able to administer basic medical help to these animals.
Just come.
Duchess is one of many dogs helped by Project Industrial Rescue, an initiative developed by Raymond. Aside from sterilization, this initiative also rescues abandoned and abused dogs of Singapore. Duchess, who was rescued a few years ago, was badly abused and almost close to death when she was found. However, with some emergency treatment and much needed TLC, she was brought back from the brink and now lives a happy existence in the sanctuary.
She was a rescue dog. She was badly abused, and you could see from the scars left, from what she has gone through, she was badly sliced. I don't know by whom, and she has cuts all over the body, and we need a lot of microsurgery and to get her back, to get her paws back again. But now, unfortunately, she is doing very well, except that she has to walk with a limp, and this is the reminder of what happened. Don't do that to me. What happened to the man's best friend? This is the abuse that has been done. Okay, are you happy? Huh? Are you happy? It is not about collection of animals.
He has inspired many of us.
I don't take it as a job. I take it as a mission.
One, two, three. Please put your eyes on the TV screen.
The good work that Raymond and company are doing for the unwanted animals has not gone unnoticed. Aside from addressing the issues of abandoned pets and stray animals, Noah's Ark Cares, the extended arm of Noah's Ark Natural Animal Sanctuary, has embarked on several community-based projects aimed at re-educating the public. Many of their projects aim to nurture the spirit of volunteerism as well as inculcate a sense of social responsibility. Linda Goh, who heads Noah's Ark Cares, has known Raymond personally since June 2002. Linda began using her own funds to sterilize stray dogs when she was as young as 10 years old. And in the late 1990s, she came to know about Noah's Ark and Raymond's work. She used to go to his training ground back at Seletar with her dogs. And when he moved out in June 2000, she lost touch. Till 2 years later.
I know he moved to Johor, but where? No one knew. And it was by chance that I met someone at the clinic that she knew where Noah's Ark was in Johor. So I got very excited and I made a trip there 1 month later. I fell in love with the place. It was a simple living back then at Noah's Ark in 2002. All you just need was a simple life. And together with my friends, when we came home that evening, I said, I want to do something for him because he has given up so much. He stays there practically every day, coming back only once a month to see his family, and I think it was something worthwhile to do.
One of the main thrusts of Noah's Ark Cares is Project Industrial Rescue. Linda and her team of volunteers have been trying to keep the population of the stray dogs in these industrial areas down. Many of these stray dogs find refuge here, and they are sometimes welcome as they help to boost the security for the factories or warehouses.
What happens here in Jurong and Kranji, we approach the security guards or factory owners to encourage them to have their dogs sterilized, especially the girls. If you don't sterilize the females, they end up reproducing numerous number of puppies within a year. So what we do here is we befriend them, we feed them and get to know them, and that's how we try to trap them and send them for sterilization. If you don't befriend them, then there's no trust. So the trust is through food. This is a puppy. She's a young dog. She's about 6 months, 7 months. And we found her in the factory, and we approached the guard to have her sterilized so that she will not give birth and he will end up having so many puppies. And you can see that there are just far too many dogs in here. So we're just helping them to control the animal population. And you can see that her ear has been tipped, so you know that she has been sterilized.
The increase in the number of stray dogs in the industrial areas is largely due to reproduction, but another contributing factor is abandonment.
Some dogs get abandoned here because this is like outskirts, far away, so that the dogs can no longer find their way home. And sometimes when people keep mongrels, and when the mongrels grow too big and they can't keep in their apartments anymore, so that's where they abandon at the industrial estate too, because they know that at the industrial estate there's people to feed, there's people to care for them. My example, a security guard will kindly accept a dog into his environment and keep him and feed him. So that's one way that people feel like the dogs will be taken care of, so they don't have to worry. And sometimes when they abandon the animals are not sterilized. That's where the poor female keep giving birth non-stop. And 1 year, they can give birth twice, at least 12 puppies a year. And when you multiply that, you get nearly 200 dogs in 2 years with their siblings, and if they start breeding among themselves. So that's why sterilization is very important.
Linda regards Raymund as her mentor and a friend who she looks up to. Aside from overlooking the Singapore wing, she travels up to the animal sanctuary almost every other weekend.
He has inspired many of us. We need the strength, we need each other's. In this work, you can't do it alone. We need to work together, and we need to give each other the strength to carry on. And he does inspire me because he's so knowledgeable, he's so well-read. Well, to describe him, we all know he had a bad temper. Well, he has a temper for a reason. Because of the anger, I don't blame him, the frustration that he has to go through, and sometimes the frustration of what people are doing to the animals, giving up, the abuse. We all get angry when we see such things.
And these are exactly the traits that have seen countless numbers of volunteers and supporters aiding Raymund in his quest to better the lives of the voiceless, stray and unwanted animals. An old acquaintance and vet, Dr. Singh, has this to add.
Oh, I knew him 30 years ago when I was doing locum at Clinic for Pets, which is a small animal practice. At that time, I just left the AVA. I think his personality is that he wants to save all the animals, the strays and the homeless and the voiceless. I mean, that was when he started in his Jalan Kayu. At that time, it was the kennels were there, so he started from there, and from then he developed more, I think, love and passion for the strays and the homeless. He sacrificed a lot of his personal time and wealth and health to do something which most people wouldn't do because there's no money in it. And there are such people that he's one of the rare breeds.
It has been almost 10 years since the big move across the causeway. The animals are happily settled and benefiting from the tranquil surroundings and fresh air. And with the animals happy, so is Raymund. But why did he do it? And how does he keep himself going despite the odds?
When I say that this is done out of passions, yes, it is done out of passions. And passion has no reasons whatsoever. You can say that it's stupidity that make us, my volunteers and all that, get ourselves in a mess to help these animals, which is always an uphill task because these are stray dogs. They are not invalid children. If they are, we can step back you know, we can declare that we are bankrupt and we cannot take care of them anymore, I think the authorities will step in. But unfortunately, they are adopted. So there's no way we can step back. If we step back, that means, you know, they will be dead, I'm very sure. So that's why I keep on telling my volunteers that we have to remain very focused and we have to work together for one good reason. And if you need any thank you or any appreciation, don't look into my face. Look at the animals that you have saved. They will give you 1,000 thank you.
And in many ways, the animal shelter that Raymund has painstakingly set up is a good end to any animal's life journey. A final destination that any animal can truly call home. A home where it is safe and secure, a place where they can live out their lives in happiness and eventually die with dignity.
Hey! When I started Noah's Ark, you know, it is not about collection of animals. You can see that we have this 1,000 over animals over here. It's not going to serve much purpose, only keeping these few thousand animals alive. But our main objective is about how to stop the self-propagation in order to minimize the stray populations, and that will lead to, you know, a smaller amount of animals being killed each year. Without doing that and just collecting the puppies and finding homes for them, it's going to make us feel good, that's all, but it's not solving the problem.
It was his unyielding spirit and his love for animals that has driven him all these years. And thankfully for the animals, they have found a very good friend in Raymund Wee, who has taken it upon himself to be their voice.
Yeah, we talk about the job satisfaction. Yes, we have a lot of satisfaction. But the thing is that I don't take it as a job. I take it as a mission.